there are some things you have to quit doing. We got to stop this. Now, January 15th is National Quit Day, which means people have reservations or that they've made at the beginning of the year. They said, I'm going to do this all year long. And January 15th is a day that most people quit. And that's usually not a good thing. But in this case, we're going to talk about quit day, the 5 things we need to stop doing in schools. Let's get at it.
Welcome to the School Culture and Climate Show. Hosted by Steve, a passionate advocate for positive school culture and climate, together with Megan. Join us as we explore strategies, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to improve the culture and climate in your school.
All right, gang. How we doing? This is Stand Tall Steve.
Hey, everyone. It's Megan.
That's right. We're back for the School Culture and Climate Show. And our focus today is quitting, right? We're going to give some stuff up.
We're talking about why stopping is more powerful than starting.
Yeah, stopping is more powerful than starting. And this time of the year, I think, is a good one. All right. So then this is coming out at the end of January. And a lot of people at the beginning of the year, they have resolutions, not reservations, resolutions that they're going to do throughout the year, and they're going to make it happen. And unfortunately, a lot of those, as we know, they kind of fall off to the wayside and they don't actually happen. Did you have any this year, Meg?
Yeah, I have like personal ones that you hit and you think I can't make them very big, audacious, just like little goals to go through. Otherwise, January 15th, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And I'm the same way. Mine are a kind of mindsets. It's kind of, I have ones for work, rest, and play. I keep 3 of those. And then how I'm going to keep my mindset for work, keep my mindset for rest, keep my mindset for play. And that's how I operate it. But, again, they're not huge, audacious type goals. But we're going to zip into this one as it relates to schools and what it is that we want you to quit doing as it relates to culture and climate. All right. So we want you to understand how stopping really is more powerful than to start in focusing that way. All right.
What we're talking about here is that, well, for one, educators are overloaded, right? There's things that are always coming down, and just kind of those topics of what things can we stop doing so that it is a little bit more easy on our classrooms and in our buildings.
It is. It's a little bit easier, and it helps build the culture and climate. It helps make things better, All right, so here we go. All right, these are the top 5 things. Number 1. What's our number 1, Megan? Top things that we're going to stop doing.
The first one we're going to talk about is stop confusing climate and culture.
Woo! There it is. Stop confusing climate and culture. And here's the thing. A lot of schools, a lot of people, we toss those words around like they're the same thing.
They're interchangeable.
They're interchangeable. Yeah. Oh, the climate culture here is that. Oh, we got to get the climate culture right. Well, the climate culture in your classroom, and they're 2 different things. They are 2 different things. Now, if you want to get deep into the weeds of what each of them are, and I have a diagram for that, check out my YouTube. You can see the whole explanation of it. But the difference between climate and culture, just to do the quick explanation of it, climate is the emotional state people feel when they enter a space. Climate is about feelings, all right? We're emotional creatures. We're emotional beings, and we have an emotional reaction to the environment around us. So when you're in your school, you're in your classrooms, that's what climate really is. Climate is that feeling that you have. And as a classroom teacher, Meg, right, you want that good feelings in your classroom.
Absolutely. Yes. Everybody does better when they feel better.
Yeah. They do better when you feel better. So, and then the other side of this is culture. Culture is the practices, the traditions, right? That's just what culture is. It's just a fancy word for traditions. How you do things, right? And it's 2 different types of culture. There's your operational culture, how you traditionally operate and do things. And then there's your behavioral culture, how you traditionally behave over time. So that's the difference between the 2. And if you understand the difference, then you're working in a better mindset of what you need to do and how you need to move forward. So with that, I know like a lot of times people think that if you put up the right pictures, you put up the right signs in your classroom or the hallways, you can have a better culture and climate, right?
Well, I don't know, Steve. Let's go back to that poster. Our veteran teachers will know it's that cat poster that they're like hanging on a string and the cat looks in distress and it says like, hang in there, we've got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
The posters aren't going to fix
That's not going to fix it. You know, it's interesting. When I was when I was a building principal, like we used an outside contractor to do student photos, right? Most schools do that. You get your and part of the package that they give the school is they say, okay, we'll give you all these photos. And since you got this package for the students for the photos, we're going to give you some banners that you can hang around your school. Right. Okay. And so they bring out the little catalog and they're like, here, pick which ones. I'm sure it's all online now, but back when I was doing it, it's a little catalog. And I was looking at them and I'm like, nobody's going to look at these banners. They're the same banners that you see in every school that has them as a client. Right. And so I was just like, this isn't going to, it's not going to make a difference. So actually what I told them to do is, could you go around and take some pictures of kids interacting with each other happy? In the hallways laughing, in phys ed laughing, in the classroom laughing, in the cafeteria laughing, on bus dismissal laughing. Just picture the kids that are happy. Print that out on big posters and hang that around.
Yes.
You know, as opposed to the cat.
Hang in there.
Hang in there. People
you just see smiling kids' faces all around your building and your classrooms. That's a genius idea.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because see, climate improves because the culture changes. When you start doing the traditional things, that's what culture is, that are positive, that that are anchored to what you respect and value, that's when the climate starts to get better. And you need to make sure you're holding people accountable to what it is you respect and value. That's how the environment starts to improve. And you need to know the difference between the two.
It kind of feels when leaders have that system in place, right? The system that you're talking about. And it's not just trying to fix a vibe that's coming in or fix the conversation, but the system is in place and you have that understanding of the difference between climate and culture and putting things in place to make that possible.
Exactly.
So just try to fix it, put a Band-Aid on it.
All right, there you go. So number one is stop confusing climate with culture. That's number one. Number two, what's the second thing that we're going to do?
All right, our number two is stop leading through compliance.
Stop leading through compliance. Ooh, I'm going to preface this one by saying this goes for administrators and for teachers.
Absolutely.
Both of you. All right. I speak about compliance. I mean, commitment over compliance. Commitment over compliance. Because compliance, to me, compliance is a lower level of accomplishment. That's how I see it, Meg. It's just, it's the bare minimum, right? It's the bare minimum. And that's how, like, when you're looking at compliance, you think of mandates, laws, have to, regulations, but mandates don't equal motivation. Who's motivated by a mandate? Raise your hand, please. Nobody. Nobody is, right? So when you're just doing compliance doesn't allow you to have ownership. It doesn't allow you to really take hold of it. I know there's a lot of times, especially when we do within our ranks training and such that we talk about the mindset of job, career, and a calling, right, Megan? That's what we talk about. So what are your thoughts on that job, career, calling as it relates to compliance and commitment?
Right. Well, I'm thinking like if I'm just doing the job, I'm just compliant to getting these steps done, doing this thing, right? My career, I'm feeling a little bit more, I view it as compliance and connection. So I'm more connected to what it is I'm doing. I'm feeling better about it. And then of course, when we think about our calling, we're going above and beyond. We're very connected to what we're teaching in the classroom. We're connected to the relationships we're building in our classrooms. So I'm not just being compliant to just getting the job done.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, everybody, listen, I mean, think back to when you were in school. You knew which teachers were there just for a job. You knew which teachers were there for their career. And then you knew which teachers were there because it's their calling. You knew. And you can might as well easily say compliance versus connection or compliance versus commitment. Pick the letter C that you want. But that's what it is, gang. You got to stop leading and pushing through just doing compliance, because there's so many people says, I did what you told me to do. I complied, but yet you're not thriving. It's not growing. And then you blame other people because it's not growing or getting better because you did what you're supposed to. Compliance is the lowest level of accomplishment.
Yeah, and how miserable of a days that you're having if you're just being compliant to showing up for these kids every day. Like, I can't imagine. You know, let's take it from the instruction side. That's what I'm passionate about. And if I'm just compliant to the things coming down from my leaders, this is what you have to teach. This is a curriculum, and I'm only compliant to that thing. I'm not connected to what I'm teaching. Therefore, my kids aren't getting connected to it. And then everybody's just kind of miserable.
Yeah. Exactly. And here, and let's talk about the leaders. Leadership behaviors that unintentionally reinforce compliance. One of those things. Leaders, if you are praising and recognizing compliance, that's all you're going to get. I will say this again. Leaders, if you are praising and recognizing just compliance, that is all you're going to get. And you're not going to get above and beyond. Praise, recognize compliance, take note of it, but you're not going to praise and like, take note. Okay, you're compliant. Boom, you did it. But if you really want to recognize and reward when they go above and beyond, that's when you're going to get more. Same thing in the classroom. If you're just going to talk to ID the kids just at the basic level, that's all you're going to get. Yeah?
Yeah, set high expectations, receive high expectations.
There you go. All right. So number 2 is stop leading through compliance. Number 3, Megan, what is number 3?
Number 3, stop rolling out initiatives without removing anything.
Amen. I know a few teachers are in their car going, amen. They're driving to school, they're driving home, or there's something like that. They're like, yes, we have so much on our plate. We were talking before, that we started recording. And we were talking about the closet system, the closets. Megan, what is that about?
Listen, they're the closet. And those of you that know, you know, your closets are busted at the seams, right? And here's a new thing is you turn all of your hangers backwards. So you're hanging up your clothes the wrong direction. And then the first of the year. And then when you wear that article of clothing or what's on the hanger and you put it back on, you flip your hanger the right direction. The goal is at the end of the year, if your hangers are still flipped the wrong way, those are all the things that you need to take out of your closet. You're not using them anymore. There's no purpose for them. And so you get rid of them. So kind of like, you know, think of all the things in the classroom. What can we get rid of?
Yeah. What can you get rid of? And I get it. A new initiative is exciting. Right? A new initiative is exciting. A new initiative is like, ooh, new challenge. It's a new way of doing something. But when we have a new initiative, as exciting as it may be, initiative fatigue is real, right? It's like, oh, okay. And then every new thing costs additional energy. Yes. So therefore, in order that the capacity of energy that people have is only so much. So therefore, something has to get pulled back in order to implement something new. I mean, how many teachers and educators and support staff and people are just like, what else do we have to do? There's so much on our plate already. And it's like, it's not even a plate. It's one of those troughs that you use to clear the table after a restaurant. It's a lot on there.
I always think of it as like a Vegas buffet that you just keep piling it on, and you really just can't stop.
Yeah.
I think of this, you know, when we, as a classroom teacher, you know, we get all these initiatives that come down and we need to implement new things. And we get very excited about something new. But I always like to preface it with, is what we're doing for our job, for our students, where we need to go, our goal, is it purposeful? You know, is it something that I'm just doing to do, or is it really giving me a leverage to where I need to get my kids or the goal that I need to hit? So kind of the mindset of those hangers. If it's not purposeful in your closet, take it out.
Take it out. That's it. You know, it's interesting. I was just talking with my wife yesterday, and in the state of New Jersey, they just signed off that they are going to start teaching cursive writing again.
Yes.
Cursive writing again. All right. I know some other states are jumping in on this. They're finding that the dexterity and the process in the brain of learning cursive writing is beneficial. I agree. All right. Please, no. I agree. I write in cursive script. My daughter, my baby girl, she writes in cursive script all the time. Her penmanship is fabulous. All Catholic educators out there would be so happy. sister, whatever, teacher. She's very good at it. But the first question that came to mind when she was telling me this, she heard this on the news. My first question is, well, what are they going to take out? Mm. Where are they going to fit this? Because when they took cursive and script writing out, they filled it in with 2, 3, 4 other things, right? Mm-hmm. So as much as I agree with this and everybody's all clapping and excited with it, where is it going to fit? Where are we squeezing this in? I start to worry about the art teachers in the world. They're going to call it calligraphy and make them do it. And it's going to, you know.
Okay. And I go to like instruction, right? Wyoming, believe it or not, I'm still teaching cursive and we haven't stopped. So we're still rolling with cursive in our district. But I start to think, what kind of things can we put together that would make sense so that, maybe those things that did come in that replaced cursive are things that we need in our classrooms. But what can we kind of integrate together that would make a purposeful connection to kind of bring back some of the things that we have lost in the art of teaching?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. And so, when you're doing this, keep that in mind, gang. All right. Keep that in mind as to when we are bringing in something new, we have to think deeply about we're going to move out. What are we going to change so that we're not overwhelming ourselves. We're not messed up. All right. So please be aware of that. Make sure that works out well. All right. Sounds good? Sounds good. I'm glad we're all in agreement here. That's it. All right. So what number are we on? We did 1, which was stop confusing climate with culture. We did 2, stop leading through compliance. 3, stop rolling out initiatives without removing anything. And gang, as you hear each one of these, please, in the chat, give us comments. We want to hear what other things do we need to get rid of, to stop doing in our schools. What is out there? What is it that you're seeing? Please like, follow, subscribe. Make sure that if this is resonating with you, make sure you connect in with us. So where are we at? We're at number 4. What is number 4, Megan?
Stop number 4. All right, we're going to stop avoiding hard conversations in the name of positivity.
Ooh, I like that you said at the end, in the name of positivity. In the name of the Lord Jesus, our Almighty. No, but in the name of positivity. Toxic positivity damages trust, right? We don't want toxicity. And we have to have those difficult conversations. We just had an episode. I think it was our last episode. We were talking about the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. That was a heavy episode. And if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to the last episode that we had just before this one. And we were talking about the elephant in the room. And Megan, if you just kind of give an explanation to the elephant in the room concept that we were hitting on that last.
Yeah. So the elephant in the room is the conversations that you're not really sure if you should be having in the walls of the school, but they're there. It's a topic that we need to discuss. Maybe it's around politics. Maybe those hard things that we don't know if we should be talking about, but giving a safe space to have a conversation, which kind of relates to stop not having those hard conversations. Because what happens is if you don't make space to have this hard conversation, people are going to talk about it behind closed doors, and have that conversation anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those conversations are taking place, gang. All right. And they're not going the way that you want them to go. All right. It's silence. And here's the thing. By you being silent, specifically leaders, I'm going to talk to your leaders now here, okay? I'm doing the administrative side of this, the school leaders. By you being silent, that ends up becoming the culture. The culture becomes the silence. Because remember, culture is a fancy word for traditions. What's the traditional thing that we do? The traditional thing is that we don't talk about this stuff. And then there's an undercurrent. Then you have the Facebook groups or the social media groups that are chatting it out behind the scenes. You have to call it out. You have to have the tough conversations to make sure that you make space for it. And everybody sits back and they says, oh, we're going to just have a what session where teachers are just complaining and going on. You can frame and make things so that they remain positive, but yet give a space to have those conversations. It's necessary, y'all. That can ruin the culture and climate.
And I think that these conversations, as much as we're saying like these like hard, heavy conversations, it could be as simple as the teacher that always shows up 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
We all see you. We see you walking in 10 minutes late every time. And we're going towards the rules or that culture that you have to show up on time. And he or she never is. And to have the hard conversation. Hey, you're always showing up 10 minutes late. That's not what we're about here. And so just not avoiding those conversations, because then us classroom teachers are not whispering in the back corner about it.
And here you go. I'm going to say this because my buddy Todd Whitaker would say this. The best teachers want you to have those conversations.
Yes.
You need to lead for your best teachers. You need to make an environment for your best educators, your best support staff. They want you to have those tough conversations. And truthfully, you want that teacher who's always late or that educator who has a problem or whatever. You want them to go back and say to other people, well, they pulled me aside about my 10 minutes late. I can't believe it. Yes. I want you to do that because everybody else is now hearing her or him complain. And in the back of their head, they're like, well, good. Oh, okay. He's handling this. This is being taken care of. She's going to step up and yes.
Yeah.
So, and I know we just use that as one example, but there's a lot of tough conversation that needs to be had. I did a top 10 list of my own, and Megan knows this, a little top 10 list of my own of the top 10 things I'm going to stop doing this year. So as much as people have New Year's resolutions and such, I have a top things that I'm going to stop doing this year. And one of them is I'm going to stop avoiding tough conversations. Mm. That's one of my top 10. So that's it, y'all. That's good. And those unaddressed, like you said before, Megan, those unaddressed issues, they end up showing up in the classroom.
Yeah.
The kids feel it. The kids, it comes into that, right?
Yeah, it's like little baby elephants. It's not this time, but they're just like multiplying and they're just kind of like always there.
Yeah. It's just these pachyderms everywhere. What do you call a grouping of elephants? I don't even know. I should check. I think
it's a pack of elephants.
Is it a pack of elephants? Oh, you know how every animal has a different little quirky name? I don't know what a pack of elephants is.
You know what? Drop it in the comments.
Tell me what a pack of elephants is.
Drop it in the comments. What is it called? A pack of elephants.
It might just be a pack of elephants. I don't know if it's a quadrille of elephants. You know what I mean? Or a murder of crows or whatever they call it. I don't know. But anyway, you're right. That little grouping of elephants, they end up showing up. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 4 of the 5. 4 of the 5. Stop confusing climate and with culture. We also have stop leading through compliance, right? 3 is stop rolling out initiatives without removing anything. Number 4 is stop avoiding hard conversations in the name of positivity, thinking that you're going to make it positive, but it's not. And then drum roll, please. What is 5?
Number 5, to stop treating educators like they're the problem.
We're going to let silence do the heavy lifting on this one for a minute. Say it one more time, Megan.
Stop treating educators like they're the problem.
Right? The educators are not the problem.
We are not broken. Teachers are not broken. No. We are fine. We're actually really, really good at our jobs.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Can they improve? Yes, they do. And I'd say a good 99% of the teachers, they want, what can I do to improve? What else can be done to make it better? That's what they want.
Here's the thing. Also, we don't wake up in the morning and think, how can I not be good at my job today? I'm going to walk into school and not do the best I can for these kids. I wonder what that's going to look like. How many people can I upset through this? That's not the goal. We walk in every day trying to do the best we can with what we've got.
Yes. And looping back to what we talked about as it relates to job, career, and calling, Everybody has those days where it's just a job. All right. Please understand that. Some days, you know what? I don't have it. Today's a job. I'm coming in, I'm doing my job, I'm rolling out. That happens sometime. But mostly all teachers, they're at the if nothing else, the career stage, if not the calling stage.
Yeah.
And they're not the problem. Broken systems are the problem. Broken culture is the problem. You cannot have a great climate if the culture is jacked up, if the culture is broken. Remember, I said there's two different types of culture. There's your operational systems. That's what operational culture is, systems. And then there's your behavioral culture, which is behaviors and actions. And if that is broken, then people aren't happy. And if they're not happy, they're not working at their fullest potential, even though they want to. I hope you can see the formula, guys, how this works out. That's how this happens. So stop blaming them. Stop treating them like they're the problem.
Well, when our closets are packed full and there's too many elephants to step over, we get a little sassy.
That's it. Yeah. Culture improves when people feel valued, not fixed. We got to fix these teachers. How many of you in administrator, anybody out there, we got to fix these teachers. We got to fix this stuff, right? You're not going to fix them, all right? Support them. Show them that they're valued. Identify what the good pieces are, because if you're identifying the good things connected to what you respect and value, that increases the probability that they're going to stay on board with you and keep moving forward with you. That's how that works. That's how that works, gang. All right? That's it. You don't fix people. You build environments where they can thrive. That's what you're doing. That's what it is. So we got our 5, Megan. We got our 5, right? Top 5 things. Stop confusing climate with culture. Stop leading through compliance. Stop rolling out initiatives without removing anything else, right? Stop avoiding hard conversations in the name of positivity. And then finally, stop treating teachers like they're the problem. Those are our top 5. All right? So as much as we're going to tell you to stop these things, there's the things that you really need to make sure that you're doing, right? You got to make sure you have clarity, you're aligned to what you respect and value, you're building trust with everyone, and you're following through to make sure it's right, what it needs to be. All right? That's it.
That's good. Those are some great things to stop doing in 2026.
Yeah, stop doing these things. You don't need to do it anymore. Stand Tall Steve and Megan, we give you permission. We give you permission to stop doing these things. Please, hey, share this episode. Let other people hear these things that they need to stop doing. All right? Share it out. And I also, in the comments, please tell us what else needs to be stopped doing. All right? Now, again, this isn't a place to just complain about everything. But we also want you to say what needs to stop, as well as what do we need to start doing. Put that in there. And if this is really resonating with you, please like, follow, subscribe the School Culture Climate Show here so that we can stay connected with you and continue to provide you some great things, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, real quick, within our ranks, we always talk about within our ranks.
Yes, if you're an educator that's thinking about speaking, training, or consulting professionally in the K-12 education space, then you need to check out withinourranks.com. Listen, Stand Tall Steve provides you the tools and resources and knowledge to get started. If you're not even sure where to go, that is somewhere where to start, is starting to share your message, your strategies, your ideas with other educators, because they deserve to hear what you have to say.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about this. And here's the other thing. If you're a current speaker, trainer, consultant in K-12, and you're looking like, what am I missing? What is the extra steps? What is the missing link to get you going? It's not just for the newbies. It's for you as well. Please check out withinourranks.com. We have retreats 3 times a year, February, June, November. Come out, connect with other educators. We also have a community. We have a virtual community once a month, last Thursday of every month. We jump on. It's free, y'all. Free. Jump on, connect with other educators who are interested in speaking, training, consulting. Learn from people. We have, at the end of the month in January, we have who?
Mr. Steve Spangler is going to be joining us, sharing all about the engagement of speaking.
That's it. And then the following month, we have Jacob Rowling. He is a business coach, and he's going to talk about how to maximize your time at a conference in order to get more speaking business. I mean, we got so many cool things that are coming up for the community. So connect within our ranks. Woo! There we go. All right, Megan.
Hey, thanks, Steve. This was great.
This was a good one. We got all these things we're going to stop doing, and we got to make it a much better place in our schools with their culture and climate. All right.